What's up YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back, and today we'll be hunting $625 worth of Brinks wrapped small dollar coins from our local Fifth Third. In this episode, we'll continue our journey trying to complete a full collection of these small dollar coins. The Eisenhower and Susan B. Anthony album is full. You can see here how many coins we have left from each book, but we've got the 2000 to 2004, 2005 to 2008. We were donated Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the Presidential Dollars by Shakerin, one of our channel members who has challenged me to fill these only with brilliant uncirculated or better coins. And right now I am filling this Native American dollar book starting in 2009 with both our Native American dollars and our innovation dollars. So you'll see a mix of those in here. And with that, I'm excited to get in here, see what kind of goodies we find. We're always on the hunt for errors and things like that, as well as proofs and just anything brilliant uncirculated that we can continue to fill our albums with. So let's jump into it. So before we jump into these rolls, I did want to do a little bit of a mail call. Remy from the channel sent a little care package to me in a rather long note. Which I'm going to read just a little bit of. He did say, just wanted to say thanks for your YouTube channel and for taking time to produce your content. I enjoy it very much. Your content, as well as other creators' content, is viewed and listened to as I do my own searches. There's always something to learn from each other. So Remy then goes on to tell me kind of how he's gotten into the coin collecting hobby and how he has very fond memories of this and how he kind of goes through his banks to find coins. And at one of his banks, he had a slew of $1 mint rolls that he was able to buy up. And consequently, he now has quite a supply of brilliant uncirculated coins on his hands. And he sent a small smattering of these coins for me to show off on the channel and fill up one of my extra books. Because Shakerin had actually sent 2 sets of books. And as you can see, I've bought my own books to start filling. And just to show you guys what Remy has sent along. So we've got a 2007 D John Adams. Here's the 2007 P John Adams. And these are all gorgeous. And I will take these out and drop them into an album so you guys can see those by the end of the video. But he sent the 2007, it looks like P and D maybe, of the John Madison coin. Here's a Washington. And these are all just absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully these are coming across okay, even with the glare. Here's the 2000P Madison, 2070 Jefferson. There are just a ton of coins in here. Here's the 2008P Monroe. Here's a JQ Adams, John Quincy Adams from 2008 Denver. He came across a wonderful little coin drop at one of his banks here. Here's Andrew Jackson, 2008. There's the Philly of the Jackson. We've got the John Monroe here, 2008 Denver, 2009 Denver Polk. Here's the Philly Polk. Zachary Taylor from 2009 Denver. Here's the Harrison, W.H. Harrison from 2009 Denver. Let's see here, we got Garfield, 2011 Denver. Now some of these I actually need to fill out that first book, but I'm going to do my second book with these because Shakerin had requested that I fill them only from coin roll hunts. Here's the 2010 Fillmore, and here is the 2010 Denver Buchanan. So by the end of the video, I will take these all out and I will pop them into my second book, which I have right here just to show you guys. It is completely empty. Well, okay, not completely empty. I'm going to pop that one out and put one of these other ones in because I think it's going to be nicer than this one. But you can see this album is empty, except for that. Oh, nope, 2 coins. I'm lying here. We've got 2 coins. But we'll pop both of those and fill those in with all the nice new coins that Remy has sent across so you can see this thing all filled in. So with that, let's get into a few rolls, or at least one roll here on camera. I did organize these all, so I've got the Susan B. Anthony's here, at least the enders up front. Now this is tough to do a live hunt on because it's very hard to see the mint marks on these coins because they're actually engraved into the edges of the coin. So I'm just going to pull out anything that looks kind of shiny and potentially interesting. There's a decent James Madison. 2000P Philly, which we're always going to be looking for our Wounded Eagle on that guy. Of course, we've got a handful of Susan B's that we're going to want to check for the wide rim, the the 79 Philly wide rim. And if we find that, I'll bring you in and we'll talk all about it. So in that first roll, we ended up with, looks like 6 Susan B's and at least 1 decent looking, maybe 2 decent looking coins. And what we're going to do is go through all of these, check the dates, check the mints, and see if any of them are upgrades for our book. And I will bring you in as we find interesting coins to talk about. So we've gotten into roll number 5, and we've come across our real first kind of interesting coin of the hunt. This is the 2017 Native American dollar here. You can see on the back it says Sequoia. We have the Sacagawea on the face, and it's actually in pretty darn good shape. It is a not intended for circulation coin, or NIFC. I already have my red book pulled out here. So let's see, here's the 2017. It's not an S, so we're going to be down here. The Phillies got 1.82 million. The D's got 1.54 million, so super low mintage. Let's see if we can get a year off of or a mint mark off of this thing. You can see how frustrating this is to have to get to the mint marks. There we go. We've got ourselves a 2017 Philly that is definitely going to be a hole filler in our book. So pretty cool find. Now, I have pulled a couple extra things. I'm always going through my 2000 Ps for the Wounded Eagle and the Cheerios dollar. I did find a metal detector target. Anytime you come across a coin that looks like this, it's brown. These came out of the ground. Somebody found this in a metal detecting hunt, and it made its way back into circulation. And we've got a couple other innovation dollars. I do just like to pull them to see how many we get. I have both of these in our album. And I'm just pulling my San Francisco Susan B's to see if any of them might be upgrades in the book. And so far we've got 379 San Franciscos and 180. And then here's everything that is BU looking that we'll check against our books by the end of the hunt. So with that, let's get back to these rolls. I'm just excited we did find at least 1 hole filler on this hunt. We're up here on roll number 9, and we've come across our next find, and we've been getting these in just about every dollar hunt we've done of late, and it is the 1979 Philly wide rim. And that's where you have an excessively wide rim all the way around the coin, and it's really easy to pick out. Because if you see here, we are literally, that rim almost touches the number 1 and touches the number 9. I'll put an image up here from PCGS Price Guide that shows the difference between the two, the narrow or the regular rim versus the wide rim. Now in MS65 graded, these things can go as high as about $70 or $80. If you look on eBay for one that's in decent condition, they sell for about $5, and in kind of AU BU condition, they are selling on eBay as high as $12 to $15. And of course, that's ungraded. That's raw. So if you can find one of these in your hunt in great condition, it's probably worth throwing on eBay because it cost you $1. And if you can make a couple $5, $8, $10, $12 for it, that's kind of a nice deal. So we're going to put this on the board as a find. It's not in great shape, but it's probably something I'll hang on to. So same roll, really about 4 coins from the end, we've come across what I believe is another 1979 Philly wide rim, and this one's in a little bit better shape here. We've got a little bit of a blemish there, but again, if you look how close that rim is to the 1 and the 9, that's going to make 2 of those in the same roll, and I've got another one here from that roll just to give you guys an idea of the difference. You can see just how far away the regular rim is from the 1 and the 9 versus what we have here. So 2 in the same roll. So as I said in the last clip, they're more common than you think. But again, I usually only find 1 or 2 in every maybe $1,000 hunt. This time I found 2, and so far about $200, $250 of this hunt. So anyway, let's get back to it. So we're on roll number 10, and we've come across a proof. And I've got to say, I've definitely seen proofs that have had better days than this one. I don't know if this is something that can be cleaned up in any way, but you can still see a little bit of that mirror finish on there. We've got a 2004 San Francisco, and I always struggle with what to do with coins like this because it is a proof. It shouldn't be in circulation, but it's just so ugly. What do you do? Do we just flip that up and call it an ugly proof and just hang on to it? Or do we throw it back and let someone else try to find it? We're on roll number 15, and we've come across a Native American dollar. Now, we've seen this one before. This is the Mohawk Ironworkers, and this one was kind enough to actually have it on the coin. And let's see here. This is a 2015 Philadelphia. Now, I don't know from the books. We'll find out at the end if I already have the Philadelphia or not. But this one's in fairly good shape. We got a little gunk on the front, but the reverse looks fantastic. So very excited to have another Native American coin. I think that top one was also Native American, so that's 2 on the hunt. So same roll, 3 coins from or 4 coins from the end, it looks like. We've come across our first Volume 2 presidential dollar find. This is the Chester Arthur, and I believe this one's a 2012. Yeah, there it is. We've got a 2012 Philadelphia. It's not in great shape. We'll keep it aside just in case it's an upgrade. But something that ugly would not necessarily go in the book right off the bat. But we'll hang on to it for now. So we're getting into roll number 18, and we've got a twofer on the Native American dollars. One I don't think we have in our books yet, and this one I've looked in Red Book, and this is the American Indians in Space from 2019. Let's hear it. Is it 2018 or 19? 2019 Denver, so that's another Native American dollar on the hunt, and we've already found a couple of these. I showed you one earlier. This is one of the first ones, the Three Sisters from 2009. This is actually, I think, like our 5th one. We've got 2 of these, which is the Wampanoag Treaty, and then, of course, we have the Great Law of Peace. These seem to be much, much more common, and I already have those in my book, so I haven't been calling them out in this hunt. But we're going to keep on going. Hopefully, we'll find a few more here in our last, whatever this is, 7 or 8 rolls. So I think we're on roll number 19 here, and we have an American Innovation dollar. Now, I have not flipped this over yet, but you can tell the design on the reverse is different. That's what our presidential dollars look like. So this is going to be an Innovation dollar. Let's see what we have. Now, I have this one. I don't know if I've got the mint. This is a 2020 Denver, and maybe it even says what it is on here, but let's look it up. This is the Connecticut Gerber Variable Scale. Too bad it has all this green nastiness on it. Otherwise, this would likely be a book filler. I don't know if I have both the Philly and the Denver, but we're going to put it up here with our Native American and Innovation dollars. So we're in that same roll, roll number 19, and we've come across our second coin that could go into our Presidential Volume 2 book. We have a Grover Cleveland Variation 2. It is a 2012. Looks like we've got ourselves a Philadelphia. Now, I say Variation 2 because, for those of you that don't know, I've got the book out here. We've got our Grover Cleveland Variation 1, 4 and 5.4 million respectively. And here's our Grover Cleveland Variation 2. We had the Philly, which was 10.68 million, so you really want to find that Grover Cleveland Denver minted Variation 2. And there's a reason he has 2 is that he was president twice. He was officially president first in 1885 and then became president again in 1893. So he had 2 runs as president, and that's why he is in here twice. So we're into roll number 20, only about a third of the roll left, and we've come across our next find, another Volume 2 book here. We've got a decent looking Richard Nixon, and if I don't already have this one would definitely go in the book. It's in really decent shape. Edge lettering looks great. We have ourselves a 2015 or 16? It's a 2016. Look at that. It's a 2016 Philly. I actually have my Red Book open here and just didn't look at the year. So let's see here. There he is right there. Richard Nixon, 2016 Philly, 5.46 million minted. All right, well, we're into our last roll, about halfway through, and we've come across another Innovation dollar. You can tell there by, honestly, I think this is the obverse. Maybe it's the reverse. It's got to be the obverse, right? Let's check it out. We've got a Rhode Island, United States of America Innovation dollar. Let's see what we got here. 2022 Philadelphia. So pretty darn cool. Let's put that up here with the rest of our Innovation and Native American dollars. Where are we in the book? There we are right there. We don't even get a color picture in here. 2022. Well, it was the Rhode Island, wasn't it? There we go. Doesn't list the mintage. Oh well, we'll have to look that up on PCGS or somewhere else. So we've reached the end of our little $625 hunt, and we pulled a lot of stuff that I need to go through, and I'm just going to give you the cursory look right now, And I'll show you what we're going to actually plug down in the books because I still haven't actually gone through it all. But we pulled a bunch of 1979 San Franciscos just because I seem to get a lot of them in this hunt. And I normally don't see too many. We got a smattering of 1980 Denver and San Francisco that all looked pretty decent. So we're going to check those against our books. We did have a couple of potential book fillers or upgrades for our Volume 2 of the presidential book. I think this Nixon's probably going to end up in there or possibly be an upgrade. These other three I'm less sure about, but we're going to check them. We had that San Francisco proof from 2004, which I'll be hanging on to. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it because of the state it's in, but it is a proof, and it looks a little maybe off-center struck. We did have three 1979 Philadelphia wide rims. I'll probably flip up all of those and hang on to them. We did have a smattering of between our American Indian dollars and innovation dollars that I may or may not have in the books. I think this one I do, so that'll probably get tossed back, but we'll cover whatever ends up going in the books. We did have one lonely metal detector find. I just pulled it so you guys, if you were unsure why your coins may have this color, you would know what it was. And then we had a bunch of the very common, these are the three most common Native American dollars from like 2009, 2010 time frame, 2011 maybe, that you're going to find if you start hunting dollars. None of these are going to be nice enough to fill my books, but I just wanted to pull them so you guys could see the volume that we saw in $625 in coins. I did pull my nicer looking 2000 Philly in Denver, 2001 Philly in Denver. We had a 2002 Denver and a 2004 Denver. I'm going to check these against my books. Some of these I know they're not nice enough, and some are nicer than others, obviously, but I just went ahead. Anything that looked decent, I pulled aside. And then we had a whole slew of kind of AU, BU, Volume 1 presidential dollars. So I'm going to quickly go back through these and see if we have any upgrades. I know none of these are going to be book fillers because I think that book is more or less done, but maybe we'll have a book filler. Anyway, I'm going to go through these, and anything that may go in the books, we'll pull those, and I'll show you guys the state of the books as we punch those new coins down. Okay, well, here we are with the final tally, and I'm going to do my best to move through this quickly, but we did have one upgrade for our Susan B. Anthony book. This 1980S Susan B. Anthony did happen to be an upgrade for this book. It's very minor, but we're going to go ahead and pop that down here. We're going to take that guy out and put this one in right here. A little bit nicer. And that is going to go in the discard pile. Moving on, we do have some upgrades for our 2000 to 2004 book and some hole fillers. Let's see here. We had 7 of 10 filled to begin with, and now we've got the 2001 Denver, 2002 Denver, and the 2004 Philly. Now, 2 of those are going to end up being upgrades, I believe. Let's see here. Yep, there's the 2001 Denver, which did not look so great. And now we have one that looks quite nice. We have the 2002 Denver as well. This was just a minor upgrade. This one had a little bit of scuffing and whatnot on it. The reverse on that other one looked really good. But this one looks, I think, just a little bit better. So we're going to punch that down. And of course, when we get over here to the 2003 and 4, here's our 2004 Philly, which it's not great looking, but it's going to fill a spot, so we will take it, leaving us with just 2 holes left in this album. It is kind of a ridiculously little album, but it is what it is. Let's see here next. We have the Volume 1 of the presidential dollars. Now, I had a bunch of potential upgrades, and I went through this entire book, and mine actually looked pretty darn good. Basically, we have an Andrew Johnson for Volume 1, and we have that Richard Nixon going into Volume 2. And both of those are going to be hole fillers. So we had only 3 holes left in this book, and now we only have 2. And let's get Volume 2 out here. Nixon, I think, is way over here on the last page. And now I can't remember if this was a Philly or a Denver. Oh, of course, it's all scuffed up and a little difficult to read. I think it's a filly, but if I'm wrong, I will take it out and repunch it later. All right, I'm pretty sure it was a filly though. All right, so we did fill at least one hole there, which is nice. And you can see I already had my Garfield variant 1 and variant 2 already in here. My variant 2 doesn't look great, but it's better than the 2 that I found. The last thing that I'm going to go through for the books that we're trying to fill from, maybe call it the Series 1 or the initial sort of, I'll call it challenge, were these 3 Native American dollars and this 1 innovation dollar. And if I remember this correctly, I'm actually not going to punch these down. This one was, I believe, a 2012-13, I want to say, or something like that. So this one I think went in around there. I know this one was the filly, and I can punch this one down because I know that one goes there. I do recall. And then the last one, I believe, it either went right in here or I was going to put it right over here. I can't recall. But I'll wait and punch that one down. The last thing I'll call your attention to is you can see that I already had that Rhode Island, and the one I found today does look a little bit nicer. And it was the same Philly mint mark, I think, or maybe they were both Denver, but they were the same when I checked them earlier. So we'll go ahead and punch that one down. So I'll come back to this guy because I just don't remember where I was going to put it in the book. We'll get rid of that. Now, all of these are presidential dollars for Volume 1. And Remy, if you guys recall, got me started on another Volume 1 book from 2007 to 2011. And we had a ton of fillers here that looked fantastic. So we had a 2007 Philadelphia Washington. We had a Thomas Jefferson Philly. We had a John Quincy Adams Philly. Now this makes sense for me because of where I live. I get lots and lots of Philly coins here in Atlanta. Van Buren, if I recall, this one was also a Philly. I know those other ones were because we're just filling holes. Yep, this was definitely a Philly. We had the William H. Harrison, which was a Philly because that's the only hole we got. We had a Zachary Taylor. Make sure I didn't have 2 of them. And some of these, the reason these are really nice is even the edge writing is really easy to read. So it is a Philly. Here's our Zachary Taylor right here. Shouldn't have had to check that because we already had the Denver. Here's the Franklin Pierce, and I believe this was also a Philly. Yes, it was. Apologies, guys. This edge reading is really hard to read. We had an Abe Lincoln, which I know for a fact was a Philly because I remember that. Then we had an Andrew Johnson, which I think this one was going to be, that one too was a Philly. It was just a little, needed the Denver for the other book, I think, or maybe I had the Philly on the other book. I can't even remember now. Andrew Johnson. I did say Philly. There we go. And last but not least, we had ourselves a Ulysses Grant. Which is also a Philly. I should write these things down on a sheet of paper so I don't have to keep looking. But we filled up almost an entire set of the Volume 1 thanks to Remy and the finds we had in that hunt. So that empties our mat here. I've already put away the wide rims and the other coins. I've got most of it rewrapped. I do have 2 or 3 rolls that I need to get in there and finish rewrapping. These will go back to the bank. If you're in the metro Atlanta area and you see rolls that come back that look like that, those came from me. So there's no need for you to pick them up. Although occasionally you will find stuff like this in there because I do toss back things that I don't need. But I don't mark those rolls special. They just go with a line and they go back into circulation. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know I'm really enjoying the dollar hunt. I just don't do them very often. I'm trying to get about 1 a month in. So if you did like this video, make sure you drop down below, click that like button, and leave me a comment. If I recall, I will put the playlist up here in the upper right-hand corner, and you can go back and start this from the very beginning. I think we're only 4 or 5 episodes in, so you don't have a whole lot to catch up on. If you're new to the channel and you like coin roll hunts and you don't want to miss any ones in the future, make sure you click that subscribe button and then click that little bell and select all so you get notified each and every time I do release a new video. I would like to give a special shout out to all of my channel members, especially Remy, for being so kind as to send so many $1 coins. I don't know if you guys kept track, but those are $1 a piece. They're not a quarter, they're not dimes, they're not nickels. I mean, I didn't even count them, I don't recall, but there was probably $10, $12, $15 in that little care package, which is really, really nice of Remy to do that, to donate to the channel. So we have some content for you guys and we have another book to fill out. If I didn't say it, yeah, special shout out to all my channel members. Maybe it's the second time I'm saying it, but thank you guys so much for supporting the channel each and every month. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Got to unplug for a little bit, spend some time with the family. I know I did. The videos you were seeing, I'd filmed a few days in advance, so I've taken 4, 5, 6 days off from coin roll hunting, which is nice. And I'm jumping right back into it, as you guys can see. So stay tuned for more videos. You guys take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.